we're getting a lot.
Is anyone here? What did you find?
You are listening to Supernatural Confessions.
Okay.
Hello. Can anyone hear me?
Hey.
Oh my goodness, I can't hear you, John. John, you have to reboot your stream again.
I just did.
Sorry about that, John. Sorry about that, everyone. John, you have to reboot your stream. Can you all hear me?
I just
I can't
did.
hear you.
Look,
Why am I black and white? I'm so sorry, folks. As usual, we will try to firefight the technical issues, and we hope things will get better in a bit.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Just trying to sort out my cam issue.
Can you hear me? Can you
John,
hear
I
me?
still can't hear you, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Speaking. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you
Okay,
see?
I'm hearing a lot of echo.
You need to turn off your sound system on your side.
Okay.
Okay, I'm strangely not sure why I'm this color now.
Yeah, everything's off. Better? Okay, the echoes have stopped.
Yeah, now I disappeared. Hey, I'm back. Okay, I'm good.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can see you. Let's see whether
Okay,
people on the internet can hear us and see us as well. John, I believe you're on Facebook as well. I see Carlos Cole being the first saying raw. Desmond
I
saying
have
hello.
no
everybody.
idea what's going on.
You're on Facebook, right? Imonia. Hello, all the familiar names. Iman, Lincoln Heng.
I'm hearing a lot of echo. So,
Still?
yeah, I'm hearing delay. I'm hearing what you said like 30 seconds ago.
I think you need to turn off. You need to mute your
My computer is muted.
your tabs. Is it?
My tabs. Nope. Wait. Okay, now it's all peaceful again. Say something.
Okay. Testing mic check. Mic check.
Okay.
Better?
There, solved. Whatever you did worked. Okay.
Okay, just
Hello, everyone.
Okay, so I must
Okay,
have missed out a lot of comments. So, John, you will need to help me with the comments as well, because I'm looking at both Facebook and YouTube right now.
Okay, I'm gonna try. Okay, hold on.
Despol7 on YouTube. Aber, Angelina Baby. She was during what, season 2, season 3? Yeah, Ishin, Clarence Chu, the Clark says, why Dikosh in black and white? Hello, Dikosh got so sexy and slim. Joel Go is a Ghost-Mortem movie server.
Can I just ask where your beanie is, Eugene?
My beanie is behind over there.
Yes.
It's quite hard for me to move from my chair to that shelf, primarily because I'm not wearing any pants right now.
Well.
Carol Smith. I'll go take it during the movie break. Then at least no one sees me running around naked. Jin Wong.
Ivan proudly saying he's been here since season 1.
Wow.
Hello.
Ivan, yes, Ivan Heng. Thomas Lim as well, since season 1. Carlos Cole.
Joel.
Oh, Sonia Kurana as well. Tuning in all the way from Finland.
I miss all these names. Hello, everyone. It's so awesome. Yay.
Yeah.
Is there anyone new
out
there?
Yeah, if you guys are
Jean's
new.
there. Hello, Jean.
Ivan Go, yes. Jean, where's Jean? I don't see Jean.
Jean is there.
Okay.
He said hello. Who's Crimson? Hello, Crimson.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, Crimson Raven. Wow, awesome.
Tunbo, is that your real name? Crimson Raven. If it is, it's damn cool.
ZP Matt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, any newcomers, please give us a shout so that we know who you are. We can greet you.
Yeah. Want to say big welcome back to Ghost-Mortem Season 5 for all the new folks out there wondering what the hell is this Ghost-Mortem? Because we did take a long break, right, John? About a year?
Very long break. Was it a year? Wow, has it really been a year? Gosh.
Yeah, but it's
Close to, Wow.
close to, right? Yeah.
Amazing. I missed you guys, man.
Yeah, we really do. A Ghost-Mortem is a very special kind of show on Supernatural Confessions. For those of you who are familiar with Supernatural Confessions, every Friday night live, we talk about ghost stories. We have our podcast on Spotify, Apple, Google. We also have our YouTube channel where we interview people for real ghost stories. But we also found out there's something in common with the people, the fans of Supernatural Confessions. We all love our horror films. And so my beanie buddy here, I don't have beanie right now, but my beanie buddy,
exactly.
Jonathan Lim, I will let him introduce himself to you guys in a while. We sat down and we used to watch movies together. And we would always spend...
Pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID, right? Pre-COVID. That's how long ago it was. The movie may be 1.5 hours long, but Jonathan and my dissection of the movie could be 3 hours after that.
So then when COVID came, right, we suddenly realized, oh shit, we're going to be missing this for the longest time, right? And so one day over supper, I remember in Geylang, we said, what can we do to sort of keep this flame going? And we thought, hey, we can talk about this online, right? We can share. And I'm sure that other people like us will love to discuss films, dissect films, have opinions, And so we decided, short films, why not? Unexplored territory, right?
Yeah.
So that began, 4 seasons ago, began, right? And then when the movies came back in the cinemas, we added the movies on. Yeah. We added all the Netflix and other films. It's been amazing, man.
Yeah.
And now there's such a community, all of you out there. Awesome.
Yeah. And I think most recently we just had a movie night out with the Supernatural Ghost-Mortem community. The Innocents out 5th May in all cinemas, but we do encourage you to watch it at Shaw Lido because they were nice enough to sponsor us 20 tickets.
That was awesome.
Yeah. There will be more. Why?
Shout out to a first timer, Andre Lowe, friend of mine. Yay! Thanks for coming by, Andre.
Yeah. So if you are interested in watching horror movies, please do join us on Ghost-Mortem every Tuesday, 10 p.m. Today is episode 0. We thought we want to come back in and bring a bit of nostalgia, and also Mother's Day has just passed by, and we want to give a bit of tribute to mothers.
Any mothers out there watching, please say hi so we can give you a special tribute.
Yeah. The special tribute will be Eugene Tay walking towards the shelf without his pants.
Oh man, that is so not PG. Okay, good.
So I think we should introduce ourselves. John?
Hi, I'm John. I don't know what to say about myself, man. I've been a horror fan for the longest time, and as the more I watch, the more I realize there's two separate pleasures in watching horror, and I think a lot of you will agree. One is the sheer visceral thrill of it, right? And whether it's good or bad, there's a thrill, right? Even the lamest horror, there's still a thrill if you let yourself go for the ride. Yep. But then on top of that, you start to learn also to sort of identify patterns, identify tropes, look for the lore, and then your brain gets engaged a different way, right? Yep. So I always believe that the best way of watching horror is to let the thrill go first, and after the thrill, tear the thing apart, right? And that's what brought us all here, so that we can enjoy and also enjoy a second time.
Yeah.
Right? So there's nothing better than that.
So today we have 4 movies from previous seasons, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All these movies have won awards in our Ghost-Mortem season. What do you call it? Award show. We have one new show, so stay tuned for that. Today's show is going to be longer than an hour long. This is one. It's called Mum's Sweater, and stay tuned for the very end. Usually we end off with a short film. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's not take too much time. Shall we play the first movie, John? What do you think?
Yeah. Okay. The first one is going to be the only new one today, right? So there's 4 sort of best of, right, that we've selected, but we thought we'd start off with a new one and something we see very rarely, which is horror animation. So this is a beautiful mother-themed animation. There are quite a few people behind it, so let me just quickly tell you who they are. It's created by Anand Vana, Xiao V Chen, Moriliana Galdriani, and Tigo Offner, and James Mann. So there's a whole team because animation is a lot more work, right? So this is called Mom's Sweater.
Enjoy.
Thanks, Mum. Oh, okay.
Been a busy day. Thanks for the help. You're sure you don't need
More time off? No, I'm alright, Ned. I just need to finish sorting through all what they recovered from the fire. It's all going to charity.
Really? All of it?
Yeah. I think I'll be adding this sweater too. Wasn't going to, but it's given me a rash.
Well, I'd be happy to drive you over to the charity shop on Monday. Oh, and before I forget, could you...
Fix the lights? Sure, Ned. No problem.
Thanks. I'm off.
See you. You always overreact. I can't keep you around forever. Ah! Mom, what the fuck? That's it!
Can you see?
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, but how come just now she couldn't see in her reflection?
I think it's like a hentai sweater. I know Elaine Chua has been saying, hey, this feels strange like hentai with the fish eyes at the back. It's like going to pop out to be tentacles soon.
So it's the Mulan hentai kind of strategy. Yeah. How was that, everyone? Happy Mother's Day.
Well, thank you for just joining us. Pot Me Plant saying hello. Rob Zone saying hello as well. Thank you so much for joining us on Ghost-Mortem Season 5, Episode 0. We are here just chilling out. We're going to chit-chat a little bit just to get the new guys coming in to know what GM is about. And for the Lao Chiao like you guys, hey, this is a gathering.
So what's happening is the comments are coming. So this is what makes GM, right? When you guys throw in your interpretations, how you decipher what's going on. So let's see what you guys have been saying. So possession of the sweater, right? Someone says, so Grace says the mom doesn't want her to wear the sweater. Is that true? Crimson says it's time to let go. Is it about the sweater? Is the sweater very important specifically? Is there something dangerous, or is it more a theme of letting go, of clinging to the memories? What do you think, Eugene?
I honestly, I was looking a lot more at the animation, the art and the animation. It's very, very good. To be honest, I wasn't paying too much on the lore because I was really mesmerized by the animation itself. But yeah, I mean, for the lore itself, I didn't feel whether in general, I think moms would love their daughters to wear turtleneck sweaters, long sleeve. So I don't think the mom is not wanting the daughter to wear that. But yeah, I didn't quite get why the sweater rejected her. So yeah, again, I was mesmerized by the animation.
I mean, Grace says the sweater holds memories of her mom. Yeah, I mean, definitely the whole sort of the whole sort of trope of seeing the reflection, right? And so nice that the usual mirror trope is replaced by the aquariums, right? Which is such a beautiful sort of choice aesthetically, and doubly interesting because each of these reflective surfaces has all these big-eyed fish looking, so it's actually sort of very natural, but at the same time, because of the art, it's extra creepy, right? Imagine all these fish with gigantic eyes looking at you, right? It's beautiful, creepy, poetic at the same time. If you did it as a live action, you wouldn't have that same effect.
I'm
right? It's fantastical because it's animated, right?
I'm thinking this could be a remnants of an over-controlling or overbearing mother.
Interesting. Is she? Was she over-controlling?
This whole entire episode is the daughter's struggle with being held back. But it's all up in the mind. I mean, it's very animated, it's very imaginative. So it's not exactly happening.
Carol Smith pointed out something very nice, which is that the fish look like the planchette we use in Ouija. That's quite true. That is very nice. The eye is the little piece of glass, right? I wish they'd done it that way, So, okay, what do you think of Eugene's theory, everyone? That it's all about her sort of freeing herself from a controlling mother's influence. Was the mother controlling? We know that the mother must have provided ramen all the time, were there any other signs of control? We don't know, right? What do you guys think? Was it just about memories, or was it specifically about sort of a struggle to set herself free? I know the mother worked in the fish shop, right? As well, right? Because there was that little fish sort of safety pin to the sweater, right? So, or was that the girl's own? Thomas says it reminds him of Ponyo on the cliff. Yes, it does.
What else? What other comments? I see a lot of comments coming in. I'm reading from YouTube side as well.
KK says the mythology reminds him of Turning Red. Yeah. Recent Pixar film. So is it? Is it about coming of age? Although this lady seems a little bit older than the Turning Red.
Wait, question is, whose turtleneck is it? Is it hers or the mom's?
Mums. Well, the film is called Mum's Sweater, so I'm really hoping. Yeah, right. And it's very. I mean, the final scene where she burns the sweater obviously tells you the general arc is that sweater has memories, right?
Yeah.
Putting it on reveals those memories, and then there's a certain struggle to free herself from it, and then she finally does let go, right? So that much we know because the plot tells us that.
Yeah,
you know
so
what
then,
we need to.
Then again, that's why I said when she put it on, she recalls the experience with the mother, and that's where she's reminded.
And those were nice memories. But those were nice memories. If you remember what the two major reflections, right, that she saw in the glass before she realized she couldn't take it off.
But there could be an underlining message to this, right? Like, because again, I'm taking reference from Crimson Raven Moon saying Asian tiger mother. So on the surface, she seems to be a free woman, but are you really truly free from your Asian mother's grasp?
So it's a question of whether, I guess, how much control can we read into it,
So it's
right?
a psychological thing, right?
I think it really reveals your own struggle with your own mothers, everyone. So, right? Some of us think all mothers must be tiger moms, right? Struggle seems to be a right interpretation. Yeah, since she had to cut herself free. So that clinging is very powerful, right? I mean, usually, okay, if this was another film and not about Mother's Day, right? The scene where she couldn't take it off, right? My mind would definitely jump to, oh, it's not the mother. You think it's the mother, but some other entity has taken over the sweater, right?
Yeah.
But in this case, okay, we know that it's meant to be a sort of emotional journey rather than a spiritual struggle, right? So, yeah.
But we have all watched Venom, right, and Carnage, right? So I'm not saying it's the aliens, but it's the aliens.
Yeah, could have been, right? In another universe, that sweater could have been anything, right? Could have been anything. I mean, okay, to take it at its lightest level, is it just about letting go of memories? So not whether it's traumatic or controlling or anything, right? But rather just coping with grief, right? Coping with loss, right? And it's a very subtle idea that, you start with a sentimental act, I'm just going to wear mom's sweater because it reminds me. And then, it reminds me. And then suddenly those memories cling to you and you might not be able to free yourself from those apparently harmless memories.
Yeah.
And so you do have to sort of put in that effort to let go, right? And that was what was represented by that struggle. It was a metaphorical struggle. It's not because she hated her mom's control, but she's got to learn not to cling, to let go of mom's sweater.
Because
I don't know.
I mean, it's always easy to say let go, but the thing about parents and daughters and moms and children is blood is always thicker than water. Which nicely segues to
lovely segue.
This is our very first of our throwback for a Mother's Day special. Do you remember which episode which season this was in?
Wow, I think this was season 3.
Season 3?
Sure. Yeah, I can't be sure, but I know it's season 3. And I know it's one of Eugene's favorites because it's got some scenes which Eugene keeps referring to again and again and again, right? For those of you who were with us through last year, you'll remember Eugene always talks about the scene with the masks. He's always comparing every other film to this Korean scene with the masks. This is the one, okay? If you guys never saw it, you are now about to see the famous Korean mask scene.
Okay, all right. This one is called Thicker Than Water.
Ooh.
못 먹겠다 정말. 이걸 무슨 맛으로 먹으라는 거야?
아 그럼 애 앞에서 마늘 넣고 먹고 싶어?
아무리 그래도 마늘 한 들한 김치를 무슨 맛으로 먹어?
얘 당장 내 시험인데 망치면 당신이 책임질 거야?
에이.
당신도 정말 나 오늘 나갈 일 있으니까 얘 좀 출근길에 태워다 주라니까는.
몇 번 말해야 돼. 안 된다고. 태워다 주다가 회사 사람들 보면 어쩌려고 그래?
회사 사람들이 보면 왜 안 되는데. 당신 너무 변했어 정말.
내가 변한 게 아니라 변한 건 그놈이지. 아니 아무튼 이 얘기는 그만둬.
아유 당신이야말로 이 얘기 그만하고 얼른 출근이나 해. 성룡아, 너 렌즈는 꼈니? 선크림 발랐어?
아 발랐어.
빨리 가.
아 왜? 엄마, 근데 나 학교 안 다니면 안 돼?
얘가 왜 이래? 티내지 말고 남들 할 때 거기 껴서 같이 하는 게 제일 좋은 거야. 쓸데없는 소리 말고 얼른 학교나 가. 그리고 그 큰 통에 들은 거는 점심이고 작은 통에 들은 것은 한치대생 피니까는 학교 끝나고 배고프면은 학원 가기 전에 간식으로 마셔. 알았지?
마음에 드는 상품이 나왔다. 높이 드시면서 가격을 외치시면 되겠습니다. 가장 높은 가격을 외치신 분이 낙찰자로 선정되겠습니다. 오늘도 최고의 상품을 엄선해서 여러분께 준비했습니다. 최상품 서울대 로스쿨생
어머,
기흡연장.
성룡이 엄마?
게다가 신체 검사는 1급. 뱀파이어 체력 보충으로 최고의
아, 저
상품이죠.
민수 엄마요. 오랜만이에요.
특히 수험생
혹시 성룡이 때문에 오신 거예요?
절호의 기회입니다.
아니에요. 그냥 부탁받은 게 있어서요.
50만 원부터 시작합니다.
네.
55 나왔습니다. 60 65 나왔습니다. 70 나왔습니다. 더 안 계십니까? 100 나왔습니다. 120 나왔습니다. 더 안 계십니까? 500 나왔습니다. 네, 더 없으십니까? 자, 더 이상 없으시면 500만 원 23번 분께 낙찰되었습니다. 네, 오늘 경매에 참여해주신 모든 분들 감사드립니다. 다음 경매 일자리 시간은
밥 좀 줘.
나 지금 성령이 피경매 갔다 온 거 안 보여? 성령이 피배들 아직 안 왔어?
내가 어떻게 알아?
예. 거기 마포혈액이죠? 예, 배달 올 시간이 지났는데 오늘 아직 안 왔어요. 예, 오늘 내로 배달 오는 건 맞죠? 예, 그러면요 가능한 한 빨리 좀 갖다 주세요. 예, 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 감사합니다.
지극정성이다.
왜 또? 혈액에 따라서 성령이 컨디션이 얼마나 달라지는데.
나 굶고 있는 건 안 보여?
좀만 기다리라고 곧바로 해줄 테니까는. 그리고 당신 옛날엔 안 그랬잖아. 요즘 성령이한테 왜 그래 정말?
그건 옛날이지. 이젠 사람 같지도 않은 놈한테.
뭐? 지금 말 다 했어? 당신 아들이야.
아들은 무슨? 내 피줄도 아니잖아 이제.
아니 그건 또 무슨 말도 안 되는 소리야?
그 몸뚱이 안에 돌고 있는 피가 나한테 받은 피야? 딴 놈들 피지? 내가 어디 가서 창피해서 말도 못해. 뱀파이어라고.
네, 여보세요? 예? 배달이 안 된다고요? 아니 그걸 지금 얘기를 하면 어떡해요? 아니 그게 무슨 말도 안 되는 소리예요? 아우 진짜.
거봐. 요즘 병원에 응급 환자들 피가 모자란데 뱀파이어 놈들이 다 간혹쳐가서.
아우 좀 조용히 좀 해봐 좀. 혈액은행이죠? 거기 혈액 끈 거죠? 재고 하나도 없어요? 아 그래도 좀 찾아보시면은.
거봐. 내 말이 틀렸어? 뱀파이어 놈들이 다 문제야. 뉴스 봐. 뱀파이어 놈들 때문에 밤길 치안 안 좋고 실종 사건 많다고 허구한 날 떠들어대지? 아이 아무튼 밥이나 줘. 배고파. 이놈의 옆에 내가 듣고 있는 거야. 밥 안 줘?
엄마? 엄마?
이제 학원 잘 갔다 왔어?
이게 뭐야? 왜 이래?
아 이거 너 저녁에 오면 주려고 사온 비를 엄마가 좀 엎질렀어.
어? 나 그럼 굶어야 돼?
아니야 엄마가 많이 사와서 아주 충분하게 있어. 조금만 기다려봐. 응? 기다려.
엄마 얼굴이 왜 그래?
아유 밖에서 넘어졌어. 배고프지? 야, 앉아서 기다려봐. 엄마가 건강해 올 테니까 기다려봐.
아 뭐야? 이 사람 담배 피워? 맛이 왜 이래?
그래?
아 몰라. 나 이거 못 먹겠어.
아이고 어떡하니. 아 그래도 이것밖에 없는데.
나 내일 이거 먹고 시험 망치면 어떡해? 나 안 먹어.
그래도 한번 먹어봐. 먹어봐. 얼른 마셔봐.
Right.
Sana
I love that.
cilaka meh budak.
Slap the boy's face.
Oh, bloody spoiled brat. Oh my goodness. So some of you are trying to guess whether the husband died or not. I think the answer is quite clear lah.
From the mess on the floor, yeah, pretty sure.
But what you guys may not have heard is if you had your speakers on or your earphones on, you would have heard the slurping
Right
sound
at the
again.
end.
Yes.
Yeah. Such a subtle way of showing it, right? So it's like you expect to see, after you see the boy staring at the mother's bloody hand, right? That way you think, oh, I know where it's going, right? So you expect a sort of big payoff in the next scene, but instead they give you such a subtle payoff. You don't even see the son doing it. You just hear this kind of sound, So please watch horror with headphones, okay? Because you have to catch all the subtleties, which is Eugene's favorite thing. Did everyone see Eugene's favorite mask scene?
Yeah.
Tell us why you love the scene so much, Eugene.
I think there's a lot of it hides a lot of. There's no facial expression from the actors and the actress, right?
Yeah.
And the mask, of course, by itself is a very eerie kind of emotionless object. But you can also see when the mother turned to look at her friend and the dialogue between them. There's so much richness in that acting alone, right? You can tell they are all competitors trying to fight for the same or trying to outbeat each other. But yet at the same time, they try to have a level of civility, giving each other's tips. So I think this is very Asian mother. Again, you all talk about Asian mother in the first one. Now it's also a very Asian mother.
It's quite interesting because I mean, what Eugene is drawn to with that scene, right? The way you describe it seems to be that it's the alienation that interests you, right? I don't know if we've talked about alienation before, but it's a very interesting thing to use in film in general, but in horror also. So if that film had been without masks, let's say, right, you had a room full of concerned mothers bidding and all that, it would have been a very ordinary moment. Right? It would just be like you said, mothers bidding for a 10-year series. It'll be very familiar. It'll be probably quite comic also, right? But because the masks are there, suddenly it's very distant. As the viewer, you're like, I don't know what's going on. I'm a bit creeped out by it. I'm trying to guess what it is. And when you finally, from the dialogue, from all you finally understand what's going on, you are forced to sort of juxtapose the weirdness of the image with the familiarity of the activity. Right? And so you get this weird overlap. And that's refreshing. That's very refreshing, So it's very nice when movies do that. They take something recognizably human, but they package it in a way that's unnatural.
Yeah.
And you sort of think harder, but you also feel a bit creeped out, So that's the magic of horror, right? So Alienation was awesome. So does everyone understand what was going on? Obviously, I think this is quite straightforward. Quite straightforward. You were talking about Asian tiger moms, right? And I like how very simply, right, her sort of pressure, right? She's the naggy one, and you at the start you sort of think there's some poor son, you're being harassed like crazy, and then by the end of the film you're like, oh, poor mother, your son is such a monster. Right? From the mother being worried about the exam, right, and pressuring him, finally he's the one who uses the exam
as an excuse against the mother.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, slap his face, and she accepts it. So who's the vampire here? I mean, obviously.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about this movie during the season, and a lot of there was a lot of discussion, and a lot of the fans are actually saying the mother brought this upon herself. She was the one who spoiled him. She was the one who pandered to him. She brought all this difficulty and hurdles just to pander to him. So he's obviously this spoiled brat. I don't want, But the mother still kept giving and giving. Yes, mother's love and all, but to a certain point, when is enough?
Did she overindulge him, right? But this connects to something that some of you guys were asking a little bit earlier about the blood type, right? And what he can drink and what he can't drink, And now you mentioned this, Eugene, it makes me think, okay, so he spat the blood back, right?
Yeah.
And he mentioned about the smoker, right? Because his dad was a smoker. So is it he doesn't like the taste or he seriously cannot drink it?
No lah, it's one of those young kids lah.
You sure?
Got secret
you sure?
哎呀，很臭啊，很臭。
If you take that perspective, then yes, that's the theory is that she has spoiled him.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if you take the other perspective, which is it's that hard to be a vampire, then there are things he cannot do. So I don't know, right? This one depends on how strawberry you want to see this as, lah.
But you see, when I look at his action, right? Like, say if we drink something and if it's a vampire and is really repulsed by it, right? The reaction of drinking it would be like, it burns, But for him, it's like, he just, I don't like it.
Well, that's okay. That's assuming that he was going to take a Hollywood approach that everything burns you, okay? But this is a very chill Korean vampire. All right, this is my kimchi vampire here, who nothing burns him. It's just you're like, ew, yuck. So I don't know. It depends on interpretation. But definitely there's an element of the mother suffering for her love, right? Because you loved him so much. You made him a monster, right? The fundamental sort of metaphor that this film is based on is your son is a monster. What does monster mean? Is it about vampire, or is it a different kind of sucking your blood, draining your dedication, your commitment for your financial resources, drinking your husband, it's like everything goes down this boy's throat.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a beautiful metaphor.
It's like, in Asia, when you have children, the agent just basically sucks your blood. It sucks your resources dry.
Correct.
Again, there's another metaphor here.
Beautifully literal about it, and I mean it's very elegant, and also I like how it's very dystopian, right? So it looks like it could be happening right now, but then slowly as scenes go by, you realize, oh, this is actually a possible future. It's like a zombie apocalypse, but a very familiar apocalypse where you live in a city of vampires and it's blood that you try to order. Everyone was suggesting how to deliver blood and grab blood and all these things, right? And I love that. It's a subtle science fiction-y kind of dystopian future,
I like to do a bit of comparison with the first mother and this mother. The first mother, we all agree that she's probably the overbearing mother that suffocates the daughter.
I don't agree.
No?
I totally don't agree. I do not see any tigerness in that first mother.
Okay. So
I think it's about the daughter, that one.
It's just purely the daughter, lah. Okay,
It's
so
the
we don't know
daughter
much about the
hanging
mother
on.
then, right? Don't know much about the
I
mother.
don't think the first film didn't give us that much, right? The few hints of the mother you saw, whether it's the aquarium flashback or I think there was a photograph, I think, right, at one point, it seemed quite tender. Seemed quite tender. She cooks ramen for you. That's about the extent of her control.
Yeah.
Right? And the idea of them maybe working in the same aquarium shop. So it's a little, sort of family business. It's Kim's convenience.
Yeah.
Right?
No
So
evidence of the mom being anything else other
being
than loving.
extra controlling, not really. Yeah. And the fact that she wanted to put on the sweater, right? And someone mentioned how she smelled the sweater. So this was affectionate.
Yeah.
It was affectionate, right? And then somehow the affection goes astray. Right. I think no one's will. It just happens that. That's why for me it was about the fact that missing people can be dangerous.
Yeah.
It sort of sends you spiraling, right, in a way. So I don't know, maybe, but if you see the second mom as your sort of much more tigerish mom, then certainly they seem different, lah.
Second mom, not so much tigerish lah. Tigerish would be more like overbearing again, but she's more overprotective,
over anxious, helicopter. Yes, helicopter rather than tiger.
Yeah.
Okay, I buy that.
Let's go through the comment section because a lot of comments I've seen just scrolling up. I don't have time to check. What did you look at the Facebook?
Crimson is saying humans can't live without water. Vampires cannot live without blood. Yeah. But it seems like this vampire doesn't need blood as much as humans need water. Right? He kind of drinks blood the way like students drink bread's essence of chicken, like that, Her own internal struggle. Yeah, the helicoptering, right? We're talking about paying for expensive tutors, bird's nest. Yeah. It's going to be challenging because as we compare the different mums, right, the comments will be like, I don't know who's commenting on which mum.
I like this comment from Harman Kumar saying this is basically Edward Cullen from Twilight when he was a mama's boy.
Yeah. So this reminds me of what Eugene and I were saying, right? As the film was playing,
Yeah.
right? That the depiction of the vampire in this film is very, very interesting. It's not the vampire as a predator, but it's a vampire as a child with a condition,
Yeah.
right? It's a kind of a sickness, right? Kind of a weakness, in fact, that has to be protected, And so she has to be a helicopter because her son is special, right? It's special. So I love that idea of a vampire, right? That can't even stand for his own, can't even, And in the end, would he have drunk his mom's blood if the mom didn't offer it to him? He seems like he wouldn't get on his feet and do it himself. He's so, weak as a vampire. I love the idea.
I cannot stand this fella. I want to support the guy. Really, like if I see him, if he's in my school, I'll probably kena bully chalat. Okay.
Oh, I love the comments. I love the comments. So Thomas is asking, is there a vampire outbreak going on? And the mothers must feed blood to suppress the urge. Interesting. Interesting. I like the idea of the sort of drinking your own bloodline blood versus drinking strangers' blood. And, that would be an interesting sort of thing to explore if this were to go on, right? If this were to be a full-blown movie, as Thomas was suggesting, right? So maybe he's not reacting to the fact that it's a smoker's blood, but that it's family blood, And so now by drinking his mother's blood, it's actually a cliffhanger for what happens to him after this.
Yeah, we see. Now we got comments, people saying, did the mother die? I don't know. We didn't see the mother dying.
I don't think she's dying. I think she's just gonna... She has to start a new phase of life, as his...
No, if she didn't
source.
die from the blood drinking, then why can't you just offer her blood as she can just replenish what?
Huh? Yeah. So that's how it ends. I don't see it as a tragic end where she dies, but I see it as, wow, damn sian. Now she's going to have to bleed for him, 3 times a day. It's not going to be a good life, huh? We don't replenish that fast. She's gonna spend the next few years getting weaker and weaker and weaker and
eventually she dies, and this
eventually she will die.
Protect himself.
Yeah. It's not. She's not going to die. In a swift and decisive way. She's going to truly be drained, And maybe that does fit your theory, that this is her paying for helicoptering him. That now she's cursed to helicopter him in the most fundamental way. Yeah. It's like, imagine if as a mother you had to breastfeed a child forever.
Wow, Piang. I mean,
even as a grown up.
I don't have tits up. I can imagine mothers complaining about breastfeeding already. This would be worse.
Yeah. So imagine if the child really cannot live on anything else but breast milk.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that's kind of what's coming back to bite her, right? Literally, right? Coming back to bite her. So yeah, I mean the metaphor for this keeps getting richer and richer. It's such a wonderful film. Such a wonderful film, So I'm so happy to see it again.
Yeah. Anyway, now it's 10:52. We need to move on because we got
okay.
a lot more shows today, otherwise we'll never end tonight.
So now we go to Ang Mo Mother.
Yeah. From hungry Asian boy to now hungry Ang Mo girl.
This was season 1. I remember this was season 1, and it has always been one of my absolute favorites.
Ooh, someone is saying
absolute
breastfeeding latched.
Yeah, no spoilers, Thomas. Okay, that will come.
He doesn't even know. Does he know? No,
he knows. I'm sure he knows.
It was a very good guess because that's one of the awesome show. But let's take a look at Hunger right now.
So this is Hunger by Brian Frager.
Never be apart.
Promise?
Promise. This is a woman being pushed downstairs. Women's Aid want the public to help stop domestic violence by calling the police if they...
We'll be safe here. What did I say about you creeping up on people like that, young lady?
Sorry.
Well, what is it? Can't it wait until morning?
Hello? You said no one was following us.
Hello? Hello? Anybody in there?
Can I help you?
Is this your car out here in the driveway?
Yes?
Doris didn't tell me she was having any visitors.
I'm house sitting while she's away.
Well, she didn't tell me she was having any visitors.
I understand that. I'm her niece, Dawn.
Oh my God, child, what happened?
Nothing. I fell.
Is he here?
Who?
Oh, you don't have to pretend with me, honey. I volunteer at the women's shelter. Hello, precious. Did he hurt her too?
He tried.
Well, he won't find you here. Nobody ever finds this place who doesn't know the look. You look a little pale there, precious.
I'm starving.
We were just heading to the store when you stopped by. Thanks for checking in.
Will that be all, ma'am?
Yes, thank you.
ID. Would you mind removing those?
I really don't think that that's...
Store policy, ma'am? Sorry, ma'am.
Let's go. Carla? Baby doll?
Your little girl. I sure have.
Where were you? Don't you ever leave me like that again.
Sorry, Mama.
How can we start a new life here? Sorry for raising my voice.
It's okay.
Don't worry, baby doll. We will never be apart.
Promise?
Promise.
License and registration.
Was I speeding?
You got a tail light out.
I have been meaning to get that fixed.
License and registration, please.
Let's go.
Don't worry, baby. We'll be fine.
I need you to step out of the vehicle.
Beg pardon?
I need you to exit the vehicle.
Why?
Step out of the vehicle.
What about my daughter?
Hey, little lady, you gotta stand back from there. Stay back now. What
Homicide reported at the Value Mart. All units respond.
Please don't leave me here.
You need to stay in your room until I can figure out what to do.
I promise I won't do it again. Mommy, no! Don't leave me! You needed me! You said we'd never be apart!
After complaints of a foul odor, a maintenance man discovered human remains in a Las Vegas.
Details of the brutal slaying in Las Vegas have just been released. It is reported.
Lord have mercy, what is this world coming to?
2 residents are reported missing. The woman is believed to be the deceased man's girlfriend. It is unknown if the missing girl is his daughter.
What's wrong?
The dismembered body, identified as 42-year-old Daryl Times, was discovered early this morning. This came several hours after police were called to the residence and investigated the message. The girlfriend and her daughter's whereabouts are currently unknown. Search posted the investigation remain anonymous and describe the scene as conclusive.
Mama? Where'd you go?
It doesn't matter. They know who we are now.
They'll take me away from you.
No, baby. I won't let them.
We should leave, Mommy.
We're going to.
I'm sorry.
Come here, baby doll. I know what you need.
Will you be with me always?
Always.
Sequel.
Such a complete film, huh? It's amazing what you can do in a short film. So wonderful. Brian Frager, well done.
Still one of the best shows that really I can remember
Yeah.
a lot of the details.
Yeah.
And grips me at different emotional level and emotional state. Very good show.
I love how that the film opens with that strange shot, right, of the mother-daughter, and then in the foreground you have the gas cooker, right, and then you don't know what on earth that's about, and then at the end it's like, such a painful realization, you know. It's such excellent acting.
And
excellent.
all the so far the theme is about mother's love and the length mothers will go to sacrifice themselves for their children.
Yeah.
It's very, very powerful.
Hence today's theme of Mother's Day, right? So even though it's all horror films and there's a lot of blood and death, but it's all very positive and celebratory, right?
But you know what? Why must kill the father? Celebrate the mother. Father die, father kena.
You wait for Father's Day lah. But actually, that's an interesting thing to discuss, right? You notice that the films that we've chosen today, because they're maternal themes, also happen to have been the best films. So somehow, clearly, this theme makes for very good storytelling, needs very good acting, and results in really powerful films, right? And we don't, if you think back across all 4 seasons, I don't think there was a single father film that reaches this kind of power. So unfortunately, the universe is unfair lah. A mother's love is more film worthy than a father's love lah. That's unfortunate.
Okay, I remember one show where it shows a father's love, or in this case, a father figure.
Which one?
The Professional. The guy.
Ah.
What's his name? What Reno?
Yes. Jean Reno.
Jean Reno,
yes.
right? That's the one with the father figure. Okay, there's Taken.
Yeah.
Taken is a good movie about father's love for the daughter, and he went through,
Yeah, but that rare lah.
Yeah.
That rare, and definitely in horror much less, because that you know that horror has always had a fascination for women.
Yeah, because they appear
So-
more vulnerable, and that in itself already there's a horror in them.
Yeah, and also more yin, right? So their potential for outstanding and sort of intense sacrifice is greater, right? When men go intense, it becomes taken. They just go around killing everybody. When women go intense, you cannot predict where that will lead you.
I cannot
So
imagine the father in the car and the police stop the father. He goes like, "Yes, why, officer?"
correct, right?
Then it's all
So-
aggression. Yeah.
So storytelling wise, right? Yeah, I think men automatically lean towards the heroic trope, right? And that will lead to not horror films but action films. Right? Yeah, but for women, they will go to darker places if they have to out of love. And so that lends better to horror, That's why it's always final girl, not final guy. Right? You don't watch a horror film.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to watch a guy survive. Because that's predictable. Final guy is Die Hard. All right, Die Hard is a final guy movie.
Yeah.
Right? But horror is all about the feminine instinct surviving in a masculine evil world, right? That has so far been the case so far, Yeah. So what do you guys think about this one? It's definitely one of our favorites. I'm quite sure this one was highly nominated, like best actor, best protagonist, best everything, because it is truly, truly excellent.
Yes. Jimmy Tan says,
Let's see.
"Wow, good climax." Elaine, Nonya Elaine says, "Excellent. Hunger was brilliant."
Yeah. Someone mentioned Dark Waters. Oh yeah, I love Dark Waters.
Oh, there's also a comment just now that someone's asking about drinking blood and eating flesh. Is she a vampire or is she a flesh-eating monster or a spawn of a demon?
Interesting, huh? What do you all guys think? Does it count as a vampire if you are doing much more than just sucking blood? She seems kind of zombie-ish vampire, right? It's like
She's
all about the
definitely trained
guts.
because she is feeding her daughter from the scar above the breast. We can see that she's feeding the daughter,
Yeah.
right?
But it's interesting. I mean, maybe it's just a dramatic choice that they decided to make, that she's the kind of vampire that spills into a zombie level of violence.
Yeah.
And
Because she's
in
so
fact, we
young,
do.
she cannot control the hunger. She devours everything. So, but if the mother is there to say, "Okay, enough, stop," right? Just to whet the appetite. I think it could fall into that category. But the whole movie did not depend on whether she's a vampire or a monster to tell that story.
Yeah, she just has a condition, and it's a very interesting contrast between this young girl's hunger and the boy's fussy strawberry hunger. Right? Clearly, this girl has a strength that comes from her hunger, right? So she's the more traditional sort of vampire,
I
right?
like what Carol Smith said. Zombire.
Zombire.
Grace Chai says Vambi.
I mean, if you think about, okay, if you are a vampire fan, anyone out there who's a vampire fan, right, and you've been tracing the trajectory of vampire films, you realize that quite early on, vampires started getting more violent than necessary. It's the classic vampire nowadays who's just sort of slit a bit, drink blood, or goes for the neck. Vampires started to have to do more because the genre was growing and they have to do a lot more than just, slurp, right? You want the violence. You want the savagery. Even though, practically speaking, as a vampire, that's a waste of blood.
Yes, it is.
Right? If you disembowel the neighbor, all the blood's on the floor, then you're going to have to lick it off the floor.
They were ravenous already. You look at the interview of the vampire in those days, it's just a...
Yeah, I love that. Remember that little ring, the little pinky ring that he had? It's just a little, and vampires, why would you waste blood? Yeah, so I think that was because of the genre, needing to sort of, be popular and be savage, right? So that's where this one picks up from, Yeah, so KK is talking about all these horror films with the mother's theme, right? Hereditary, Babadook, Dark Water, Mama. Oh, Mama,
Yeah, Mama,
totally.
yes.
Yeah, totally. Which began as a short film, right? And in my opinion, should have stayed a short film. because it was stronger as a short film than as a full feature film. But we know that's always true, lah. Wow, powerful. I want to talk about vampires and mothers, but never mind. Let's do that when we look at the whole thing.
It's 11:15 right now, so guys,
let's do one more.
You guys can stay with us past 11:30. Again, this is episode 0, so we just want to get everyone's agent started, get our agent.
It's kind of like a warm up, getting to know you orientation session. So for those of you who are new, today is a really unusual episode. It's sort of us celebrating coming back after being away for a long time. So we decided to be a little bit greedy and watch a whole bunch of films. Normally, on a normal episode, it's not so overwhelming. Yeah. We will usually watch one new film. We will rewatch it and do a commentary and talk at length. Right. Today is really just sort of diving in and ripping the neighbors' guts out, So today is really a sort of hunger day. Okay, so don't panic. It won't be like this every week. Right?
Yes. In the next featured Mama film that we have for you guys, this one is also along the same lines and theme, with blood. But not to spoil anyone's.
This one has its own surprises. Also, a very much nominated film. I think best everything. I think everyone loved it. And an Asian entry. So we're also celebrating the Asian films today because we had Western films and Asian films. So this is from Taiwan, right? And it is one of my favorites of all time. It is by Xiang An Shuang, and it is called Mama Ping Pong.
妈，怎么了？爸去酒店跟我跳舞有什么关系啊
？12号林婷婷，13号李美嘉准备。
妈，你去找点事情做好不好？你看别打一次干嘛？你就跟着一起去嘛。先这样，我要跳舞了，拜拜。
它也太漂亮了吧？对啊，我觉得太热了。对，下次可以来去。
喂，阿咪啊，我即马吼当咧种菜啦，我有种迄个柑仔蜜，搁有种迄个番薯叶。
哦，平常哦，就做完家事我会去睡一下午觉啦。哦，对，我有在看那个韩剧啦。
您的电话
喂。
这里跟几10年前一样啊。
对啊，几乎都没怎么变。我妈走了以后，本来在想要不要把这里收掉，但是还是舍不得，所以就想说没关系，那就留着。如果想要流汗的时候，想要运动的时候，那就过来走一走。你也知道我这个人在家里待不住。阿面，这边有个空桌，要不要回味一下？哇，不错嘛，几10年没打了。高中到现在，啊，也蛮久的。
哎呀，在家都当成黄脸婆了，你看，她肚子这么大，哪像你，看起来比我年轻20多岁。
我爱漂亮，喜欢保养啊。
我明天早点过来。
哈？
那个。我会带菜干给你，好多邻居跟我要，我都不给哦。我会包成一包一包的哈。
不用啦，我明天休息。
我休息也没有关系啊，那我就后天礼拜6也可以。好，反正有开门我就来，大家在一起比较有伴嘛。
好了，走吧，我们去喝茶。
没，我捡一下球。
不用了啦，阿敏，不用捡了。
没关系，等我一下就好了。哎呦！这局打完再走吧，我发球。怎么停下来？不打啦？啊？你们不要这样围着我了，这样我会有压力啦。 解释清楚，这怎么回事啊？怎么回事？
哎，你不能够进。
什么叫我不能进去？
你不能够进来。
我为什么不能进去？
好。请进。你现在啊，要被邀请才能够进门，然后只能够吃一些米血或鸭血这些东西。当然能够喝鲜血是最好的啦，只是现在那些米血或鸭血都是假的，吃多了对身体不好。然后要记得防晒，毕竟我们现在这些状况。阿冕，会发生这些事情完全不在意料之内，都是。你看，现在这样子不会老不会死，身体健康啊，长长久久这么多人陪你，不是很好吗？大家本来都跟你一样。不要往不好的地方想，那都是心态问题。心态。嘿，我们来了。小雅，这次你们都有空来陪妈妈？
没有啦，我自己也想运动。
小雅，请进，妈妈请进。
谢谢。谢谢阿姨。
刚好那边有一桌是空的。嗯，
好，谢谢。
那个小女孩她也是。
是啊。
喂。
妈，我明天3点20到车站哦。
你票买好了吗？明天星期五哎。
有啦，明天再说，那就先这样哦，拜拜。
妹妹，妹妹，我啦。
下去了，要下去了啦。妈，我下去一下哦。
哎，要吃饭嘞。
楼下而已啦。
饭了。吃饭了。
怎么不是明血就是鸭血啊？
你多吃点菜干。
我明天要搬去台北哦。有一个舞团在台北受训，去国外巡回。
我没有要给你钱去做这件事哦。
我没有让你给我钱啊。
高雄舞团不能跳吗？那事业做很大了，跟你爸一样。你把这里当什么？旅馆啊？那么谁要给我薪水啊？啊？我从以前就不赞成你跳什么舞。
喂，等一下，等一下。睡觉之前到就好。
那我们先去吃。
我想去那个妈，你有看到我一件红色的短袖吗？
在后面吧。
妈，这个怎么会这样？
我把那只鸡杀了。
你是不是又发生什么事情？你就跟我讲啊！
我跟你说没事，你有事情赶快离开。
你这样子叫做没事哦？这上面全部都是血。
那又怎样？我现在手脚比以前利落，我说话比你大声，你有发现吗？哪天我变成鬼，你也不会发现吧？
妈，真的没事的话，那我要先走喽。
妈，你干嘛？
妈，我走了。来了。
阿姨，请问你要找谁？妹妹，我是你妈的朋友，来找你妈聊天。
哦，妈，有人找你哦。
阿冕，想说找一些朋友来跟你聊天，不请我们进去吗？不用担心，我们会陪你。我们会陪你。
妈，那我就先下去了，有人在楼下等我。
拜拜。
拜拜。不好意思，不好意思，借我过一下，谢谢。不好意思。
Holy powerful
Wow.
show, this one.
Ah, this one hurts. This one really hurts. You know. You know what, everyone? Eugene and I really want to know, of all the films you've seen tonight, which one do you think is the best mom? I mean, there's no such thing as best.
Your favorite
mom
your
your favorite mom.
Yeah.
You know, which mom impressed you, moved you, touched you, you know, struck you the most, you know? Yeah, please shoot your choices across to us in the chat, you know. Meanwhile,
is it the Korean
you know,
mother? Is it the Korean mother?
Taiwanese mother?
Yeah.
Or the
Angmo mother.
Nave Campbell mother?
Nave Campbell, yeah.
Yeah.
The first one
You
is
know,
called
what's
Chicken
yours?
and Water. Second one is Hunger. Third one is Mama Ping Pong.
What's yours? Eugene?
Mine, I like the mother from Hunger. From
Tell us why.
Yeah, from I mean, not even judging from the acting or anything, right? But just as a mother character in the show, it shows how much sacrifices, the pain, the eventual trying to flee with the daughter, knowing the daughter is a monster, the helplessness of locking her own daughter behind bars and hearing the daughter cry out to the mother, "Mom, don't leave me alone," and eventually decided that, you know what, to save everyone else and to save my daughter from harming anyone else, I take both our lives together. That cannot be an easy decision to make. So her journey, the highs and the lows and the suffering, to me, that really captured the essence of what being a mother is like. Yeah.
Okay.
Which one do you take?
I buy that. I totally buy that. But for the same reasons, I chose the Taiwanese one, right? Amian, right? Amian. Because for me, that captures the essence of being an Asian mother. Right? And I think that the sacrifices she makes are the hardest because her choice is to let the daughter go. And I think that is the most painful thing a parent can do, which is let the child have their own life.
Yeah.
You can see her fantasy, right? The film offers you the perfect fantasy. And that's how much she has to let go.
Yeah.
She could have paradise with her daughter by her side all the time, forever and ever.
But will the daughter hate her? Because the daughter is quite a rude girl, I didn't like the daughter at all. But she's a teenager, so understandable.
Yeah, but in the end, she's willing to let all of that go. For what is not even a necessarily powerful reason. It doesn't look like that daughter's gonna have a great success or anything. She's probably gonna get cheated by that boyfriend and then come crawling back. You know what I mean? But she still lets. So for me, it is her sort of swallowing all that grief. Right? So for me, this is the biggest self-sacrifice, I guess. So it's very powerful. I mean, the thing I'm feeling about today is that and we felt this often through the whole the 4 seasons previously. That horror films, when they're told really well, are very human films.
Yeah, and it's called horror stories is really about the human struggle.
Yeah, and tonight really demonstrates that, So I'm really glad. I was saying to Eugene just now, guys, it was so wonderful to see a bunch of them together, a bunch of the best films together, because it really reminds us why GM exists.
Yeah.
Right? Because we are celebrating the most powerful storytelling, the most powerful themes, and yet at the same time, we get the thrill of comparing all the lore, right? The different types of vampires, the Asian versus the Western, the traditional versus the unconventional, So both the human thrill and the Hantu thrill, okay?
I'm going to read out the votes that has come in, right? If you could do the tabulation for me as I read it out, John.
Wow, okay, sure, I'll try.
Imunia says ping pong.
Okay.
Grace Chai says mother sweater. Mother sweater not counted lah. We're talking about the three shows. Thicker Than Water, which is a Korean one. The Hunger, which is the Angmo one, and the Mama Ping Pong, the Taiwanese one. Okay. Carol Smith says this one, which I believe is a Mama Ping Pong.
Okay.
Missy Sam said number 4, which is also Mama Ping Pong. Carlos Cole, Ping Pong for the win. KK Heng, Ping Pong. Huang Shooting Ariel says the TW Mother. Taiwanese Mother.
Taiwan Mother, okay.
Ping Pong. Carlos Smith, Ping Pong. Thomas Lim, Neve Campbell. Because the mother was chill.
Okay, sure.
Grace Chai says Ping Pong story is most heart-wrenching. But the mother, we are looking at the mother. Is that your favorite mother?
Because her heart kena wrench ma, so counted lah.
Counted lah, wow. Crimson Raven CRM, Crimson Raven Moon says the Angmo and the Taiwanese mother. Ade, take one lah.
That's half. Okay, half each.
Ivan Go says Hunger's mom for me.
Okay.
But my favorite is still number 1. Okay, but number one, animation don't count. Carol Smith, Hunger mother could have kept the daughter alive by just feeding her. Oh, she also
so is that
option? But she
is there a vote or not?
No, she's just commenting on how loser and such a quitter the mother is. Anthony Lee says Taiwanese mother. She had restraint to change her daughter and allowed her to live her life despite knowing she will be immortal. Grace Chai says Taiwan mother most relatable. Okay, so she changed from number 1, which is disqualified vote, to Taiwan.
Okay.
And then on YouTube, let's see. We have Jimmy Tan. Jimmy Tan says, I like the Hunger Mummy. So do
Ooh,
I.
okay.
Herman Kumar, Taiwanese.
Yeah.
Tawa Ping Po. She lost her humanity but still kept her motherly instincts. That's the reason. Kenny Polaris, Taiwanese mother.
Hi, Kenny. Okay.
Chua Elaine, Bibi says hunger, the Angmo one.
All right. Why no one like the Korean? Ayo.
Because she's so woozy. Taiwan.
What
Taiwan
else?
Labu. Aber say Taiwan Labu.
Taiwan Labu. Okay.
Yeah. Okay lah. I think no need to tabulate lah. The clear winner is the Taiwan Labu.
Okay. Yeah lah. It's like 13-4.
As always, I always choose the losing team lah. Yeah, you know, next time season 5 got award ceremony. Don't pick the ones I pick, okay? I only won out of 4 seasons. I only won 1 time.
This is the eternal struggle of Ghost-Mortem, right?
Yeah. And speaking of an award show, please watch from season 5, episode 1 next Tuesday. Okay, you've been informed all the way till episode 12. That's about
because at the end
months.
we will have we call it the Ghost-Mortem report.
Yes.
Right? The Ghost-Mortem report is at the end of the season. We will ask all of you who've been following to vote for 6 different categories. All right, and they are very exciting because it usually becomes quite a heated sort of neck to neck race towards the end. Right. So the categories are we have best actor. Right, we have best short film overall. We have what's the other one? Best
best cinematography.
Best cinematography.
Favorite
right? So
villain.
3 best.
Yeah.
Favorite entity.
Favorite protagonist.
And
scare.
Favorite scare. Favorite scare is very, very tricky.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we will be reaching out to you guys to vote for this. So please watch from season 1 to 12 where we can talk about this and we can dissect it and have a lot of fun on Tuesday night.
And then see whether Eugene guesses any of them right.
Doing a very good track record.
So the stuff you saw tonight, for those of you who are new, right? Those stuff you saw tonight are the ones that actually have been nominated for many of those categories, right? Multiple nominations, and I'm sure some of them won, although I didn't check which ones won, but they're definitely good stuff, So it was great. It was great to have this trip down memory lane, and remind ourselves how powerful these short films can be. I mean, less than 10 minutes, but so much power, right?
Yeah.
Insane.
KK Heng is asking, can you guys GM on Ghost Multiverse of Madness? I consider that a horror movie. And there's a lot of horror movies coming out. So if you guys want to catch together, right? John and I usually catch horror movies together. So we like to open up an invitation to all GM fans. You want to join us? Feel free.
We should really get that going because that's exactly what we've been missing for the past 2 years, right? The chance for our GM gang to go out together,
Oh, that time we booked
So,
the
yeah.
full, right? The whole row, we were all sitting on the outside the side. So nice.
Except that it was a terrible film.
Yeah.
There are some films not worth GMing, sadly. Whether or not we GM Multiverse, well, it depends, right? It depends because is it horror enough for
it's
us?
Sam Raimi,
Yeah,
we
but
can
still,
talk about the zombie scene, I suppose.
I mean, what the world considers horror and what we consider horror, So let's think about it.
Grace Chai mentioned Ahmad. I'm sorry, Ahmad, we finished his storyline already. He even had a standalone spin-off. Okay? So,
We
Ahmad
ran
had a nice
out of
ending.
Ahmad.
Yeah.
We ran out of Ahmad. That's very sad,
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 11:52 now, John. Shall we play the last? Any last words from you before we say goodnight to everyone and we play the last show before 12?
Well, I mean, it was really, after such a long break, it was really good to see all of you guys. So, it's really heartening that you're all here, and it was really nice to sort of see the best of your comments, right? I mean, the chat was super active tonight, so that's really awesome. We can barely keep up. I love it. Anyone who's new, this is a taste of what we do, but don't worry, it will not be so intense. Okay, it'll be a little bit more manageable each week, and then it builds slowly. So please stay with us, join the community, all right? And it was nice to be here sharing the screen with my buddy Eugene again.
Yay! Vinny buddies for life.
Yeah.
Alrighty, man. Damn good to be doing this with you again, John. Really miss you. Now that cinemas are all open again, I think let's bring back the old horror movie watching days and invite everyone from GM to join us now, so we can all power after that.
The hangouts. Yeah. Oh yeah. People are missing my soya bean. Oh yeah, I didn't have soya bean today. I just have a watermelon. But okay, next week I'll stock up.
Tell us about our ending movie today, John.
This one is actually we've seen it before, okay, and this is part of our tradition, right? Every episode we end with a mini horror, really short one, right? And after all the sort of serious, heart-wrenching mother stories we've had today, I thought we'd just end with the lightest and cheekiest little.
John, your volume your mic just went off. Cannot hear you, John. He hang at the very last bit. All right, John. John just fell out of the fell out of the multiverse. Anyway, this is just Eugene left from Ghost-Mortem saying goodbye, everyone. Check out our last movie for today, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday at 10 p.m. Don't forget, join us on Supernatural Confessions. And Friday night, we have Friday Night Live. Good night, everybody.
Mom, I know one measly day of appreciation will never compare to your years of love and dedication. But even so, I figured it wouldn't hurt to say just some of the reasons I love you more each and every day. Mom, I love you for teaching me to turn the other cheek, even when Lily Rollins called me a ginger freak. Mom, I love you for always going the extra mile to make sure I'm safe and doing it with a smile.
What the?
It could have been a child!
Mom, I love you for teaching me to avoid everyday dangers. That's why I make sure to never talk to strangers.
You have reached the location of the nearest pedophile.
I deserve this! I so deserve this!
Mom, I love how you stayed strong even after Dad left us. You made ends meet, especially when times got rough.
And that is how you remove your kidney.
Mom, I love you so much more than words can ever express. So this year, I got you something you'll never forget. Not some cheesy gold pendant or stuffed heart bear. Something I think shows I really do care.
Ooh, a dual-function chopping machete with a serrated stainless steel blade for bonsai capability. Oh, honey, you know me too well.
When I
What did you find?
You are listening to Supernatural Confessions.